Yes, now people, welcome back to James Redmond TV and welcome to a sort of rival watch type of video. So if you don't know this series, I'll explain it very quick. Basically, we talk about the teams that Liverpool need to watch out for in and around the Premier League, because it's not like last season. It's not like one of them where we've just ran away with it. But I thought, you know what, mate, I'm going to start getting guests, and I've been delivering with guests like a postman, and you can't say I haven't. And today, I have very much delivered another amazing guest. Rance, welcome to the channel, my mate.
What's happening, bro?
Coming on. Merry Christmas as well. Still working?
Always, bro. 2 shows down today. You know what I'm saying? This is the last one, and then I'm going to chill for the rest of the day, bro. And then tomorrow, 3 points at Leicester, second in the league. And then, you know what I mean? And then we're looking up at Liverpool, mate.
That's a massive one. That's a massive one. That'll be something exciting for people to look out for content for me and you making. We'll be doing combined 11s, previews and stuff like that, I'm sure. Obviously, lad, that's a massive game for you tomorrow, and we will definitely touch on that. But people, make sure you subscribe to Rance. We've got our own show on his channel on Monday with KG as well. He's a Leeds fan, KG. Rance is a Man United fan. I'm a Liverpool fan. It's one of them dynamics, but make sure you
got a little, yes, a little kind of the Northern Trio and that in it, Manchester, Leeds, and Liverpool. So it's decent. That's what I mean. I like that. And then I got one with the Chelsea and Arsenal boys. You know what I mean?
You're doing everything,
for the London duos. Yeah, brother. You need content for everyone in it. Like, you know what I mean? I feel that football Twitter, football YouTube's too tribal in it. So I'm trying to stay away from all that. Do you know what I mean? I still do my United watch-alongs and all that, but brother, I just want to talk about football as a whole, man. Like, if you're a football fan, you don't just watch your own team. So I want to put out content that reflects that, you know?
Listen, mate, people, if that sounds appealing to you, then make sure that you go and subscribe, because I do approve. It's great what you're doing, lads, and the work that you put in, man. And it's only for, you know, upcoming YouTubers like me. That's what we want to aspire to, lads. So definitely do rate you there, lad. But anyway, Leicester, Manchester United, yeah, the massive game, second and third, yeah, come on,
Fuck you know, man.
That's a decent accent. Come on,
that's hilarious, bro. Listen, that's so funny, bro. I'm not even gonna lie.
The way I could just go in and out.
Like, bro, like, I'm posting this video, yeah, on my fucking YouTube, yeah, on New Year's Day, yeah, and that just reminded me. This is too funny.
I just want to say from the bottom of my heart, I'd like to take this chance to apologize to absolutely nobody.
Bro, I'm telling you, bro, the double champ.
He's back.
What the fuck he wants, blood?
He's back against Poirier as well, mate. That's gonna.
What has that been confirmed?
That is confirmed, Rooney, and it is serious. It's in January, mate.
The double champ says what the fuck he wants, blood. That's what it is. It's been a good day. You know,
that's
like
it,
that.
mate. That's it, mate. Nah, but thank you for coming on the channel again, Rance. Before we do talk about the Leicester Man United game, though, because that's a massive game Liverpool need to watch out for both teams. I want to get your thoughts on the news that came out about Poch yesterday. Obviously, it's not all fully confirmed, but it looks like it's near enough that he's going to go to PSG. And I know that you were an advocate for not wanting Ole Gunnar Solskjaer to stay as the manager. So I want to get your thoughts and what you're thinking there, my mate.
I thought Poch was our Klopp moment. You know them ones. Like, I thought Poch was our Klopp moment. Right fit, right time. Do you know what I mean? If anything, it would have been better than the Klopp moment in the sense that Klopp would have had to come in and rebuild the whole team. Like, the rebuild's been done for Poch. Do you know what I'm saying? So yeah. I think that it would have been a perfect time for a top manager to come in now with top players and take us to that next level, innit? Like, no one can dispute that United are in a decent run of form right now. It wasn't always like this. Do you know what I mean? And also, we're out the Champions League, guys. You know what I'm saying? In any other year, that would have been a disaster. But because with United fans, like, the expectations are so low that we kind of just brushed off being out the Champions League like it was nothing. That would have been an absolute disaster. Like, 5-6 years ago, if Van Gaal or Moyes or even Louis Van Gaal here got us knocked out the Champions League, fans would have been saying, yo, get this manager out. Like, but now it's all right. Do you know what I mean? Now, I feel like the longer we go without being a serious title contender, the longer our expectations are going to decrease. And it was the same with Liverpool. When you had Lambert, Adam and all these guys, you weren't thinking about winning league titles.
Yeah, we were just hoping to scrape Europa League or Sladzy and Matt.
But that's it. And I think that's what we are now, if I'm honest. Like, I think that I have to adjust my expectations as a United fan and say that, you're with this manager, we're not going to win the league. So it's just a top four and a trophy thing. Like, so similar to where Arsenal were with Wenger.
Yeah, it's a weird dynamic, I reckon, with Manchester United, because this is just my opinion and I can only voice from my point of view. But since, I mean, Jose Mourinho on paper has done the best job because he won silverware, but Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has probably played the best football in terms of most exciting and probably in terms of results in the league. Like, he got your top 4 last season, and again, you said it yourself, that shouldn't be Man United's ambition, especially with the squad of players that you've got. That being said, based on the circumstances that were brought upon him last season, that's not too bad. And then this season, if you told Manchester United fans that yes, you're out the Champions League, but if you were going to be in the title race in December, because you're there, if you win a game,
we're in it. You're in
it. It doesn't matter why. You can say Liverpool didn't leave because of injuries. It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. We're there,
and you're playing exciting football. You're getting massive results. So it's like, it's a tough one where yes, Poch probably would have been the right answer, but now it is just one of them situations where United fans have got to just go fully back, because who else are you going to get? I mean, there will be other options, but
there's other options, but there's people talking about Allegri and that. But my thing is, this is, I think, the third. There's been about 3 or 4 times where Ollie's job's been under threat, innit? And my thing is, the top clubs don't wait for things to go terribly wrong before they make changes, bro. Do you know what I mean? Poch has gone in to replace a manager who finished top of his group in the Champions League, was in the Champions League final last year, 1 point off the top, and in all cup competitions. And we're saying that we have to wait for Ollie to lose 4 games in a row before we sack him. Now, this, you know what I mean? That's the difference between teams with ambition. Teams with ambition make the change when the better man's available. They just pull the trigger. Do you know what I mean? That's just what it is. You don't wait for things to go badly. You say, you know what? You're doing a great job, but this guy's better than you. He's more qualified than you. And I believe that he's the answer long term and you're not. And then you make that decision, and you don't have to wait till someone's doing badly. Shake his hand, say, you know what, mate? You've done a great job. This is an opportunity that we couldn't refuse. We couldn't turn down. We've had to make this decision for the betterment of the club in the long term. I don't think that keeping Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, missing out on Pochettino, in the long term is for the betterment of the club. Because I believe the next time Ole has a blip, because he will have one, because he has them every 3 or 4 months. Like, the next time he has a blip,
himself.
But then the next time he has a blip, there's even if we do sack him, who do we bring in? There's no one. Yeah, do you know what I mean? So now it's like
the chance has passed, and
the chance has passed,
bro. Grabbed it, but it was a missed opportunity.
But you bottled it. You know what I mean? That's what we did. We bottled it with Poch because we spoke to him, but we didn't want to pull the trigger. And it's almost like the hierarchy were waiting for Ollie to go through a bad spell so they could justify sacking him, because he didn't have the balls to just sack him because they were like, yo, we're thinking about the bigger picture. PSG didn't have to justify themselves for sacking the manager. They just said, listen, we found someone better than you. Sorry, mate. This is good, but it's not good enough.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's it. I think our expectations need to match the board's expectations. The board are happy with a top 4 finish. So United fans need to just understand that we're not an ambitious club. So because we're not an ambitious club, we can't expect to be challenging for the Champions League, the Premier League, and all the trophies. That's not who we are anymore. And it's painful to say it, but it's the truth, bro.
Nah, it makes sense. To be honest, lads, I can't really dispute much that you've said, just because I agree with the fact that Poch is a better manager than Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, and I'm seeing what Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is doing with this squad of players. But if you do get a Pochettino in, and listen, mate, I can play devil's advocate and whatnot, but even though Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is doing a sound job with what's presented to him, who is to say that a Pochettino couldn't come in and get that team just flowing better and whatnot? It's a weird one at Manchester United at the moment in terms of the hierarchy, like you mentioned. That being said, this game against Leicester, before we get into it, I want to talk about the squad with the manager that you've got as well. And we're talking about title races. I even got Saeed on the channel the other day. He said that he believes that Man United can keep up with Liverpool, even with Ole Gunnar Solskjaer as manager. Do you think the same thing, Grant?
With your injuries, yes, I do. But our
injuries are coming back.
Exactly. Then once you get a fully fit squad, you're gonna pull away from us. The reason why you will is because you're consistent and we're not. Do you know what I mean? And that's what it is. Consistency, slow and steady wins the race, innit? Now that's how it always does. With United, we have runs. The same way Ollie has a run of good games, he always has a run of bad games. Do you know what I mean? We went on a run of good games, he got the job. We went on a run of bad games, they didn't sack him. Then we went on a run of good games, then we went on a run of bad games. We went on a run of good games, good results, and then we just scraped top 4 last season by a point because Chelsea, their arse fell out at the end of the season. Wolves fell away, Sheffield United fell away, Leicester fell away, Do you know what I mean? And we were just there because we just managed to get over the line. And then the start of the season, we started badly, terrible home form, worst home form in like last 70 odd years. But then our away form's been good, bro. Like we're like this. Do you know what I mean? And the thing is, because the games are coming so thick and fast, it feels like we've been winning forever. But it hasn't been that long. It's just because we're playing 2-3 games a week. So because of that, it feels in our heads that like things have felt this good for months and months. But really, it's only been a couple months. But it feels like the whole season.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say, because like already you mentioned it, but there's other Man United fans who are seeming to sort of forget, like, you have just been knocked out of the Champions League from being in a good position. Like,
and that was the only other week. When did we get knocked out? I feel like it was only like 2-3 weeks ago.
It weren't that long ago. It was probably about what you're saying.
2-3 weeks ago, bro.
But
and we had 3 games.
To get a run, because he's been able to get a run.
3 games, bro, to get 1 point, you know, and we lost all of them.
Yeah, that's where my problem lies with the Man United squad, and take Liverpool biased out of it. I'm talking about what I see with the manager and the group of players. The group of players are good enough. The starting 11 is more than certainly good enough. The thing is, though, is just, even though the players, and I think this is what it is at the moment, I think the players are fighting for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer because they might like him and they might even appreciate him and respect him. And that's why they're getting these results and they're getting over the line. However, that still doesn't mean that another manager couldn't come in and get a better result out of them teams. So I hear what you're saying, but you mentioned it as well. Away form hasn't been great, Vance. In fact, no, sorry, away form.
Home form hasn't been good.
Yeah, home form hasn't been good. Away form's been much better. Leicester, I believe they've been struggling at home.
And we've been doing well away. That's why I think we're going to beat them.
So this kind of sets up a little Man United win. What are you chatting, lads? Are you confident?
I am. I think we're going to beat them 2-1, 2-0. I think on the break, because they will leave spaces in behind for us, because Leicester, they're not a pragmatic team. Rodgers fancies himself. He's quite an arrogant manager, which I do like. Do you know what I mean? Which I do like. I think that he's confident. He'll try and come at us, and I think that that's going to leave spaces for Rashford, for Bruno, do you know what I mean? For Martial to get into pockets, and I expect us to beat them quite comfortably like we did at the last day of the season. Fair enough, they had quite a few injuries, but I think that we're confident now. We're on form. The players are happy. Pogba's got a bit of form as well. Not that I think he'll start, but I just think McTominay got a couple goals the other game. He'll start for sure with Fred in the double pivot. I think we're going to beat Leicester.
Scott McTominay taking Jordan Henderson's light last week, man. I was ready to come on your stream, be like, Hendo Nino this, Hendo Nino that, man.
McTominay saucing, bro.
Fucking ruins it. I can't believe that second goal that he scored. I really can't. You know,
bro, like a prime cacker, bro. I'm telling you.
That's what Saeed said.
It was. I couldn't believe it. Couldn't believe it. And then he'll go back next week to playing shit. Like that's the beauty of it, man. Do you know what I mean? This is the beauty of our team right now, bro. We've got good players. We've got players that can produce stuff in moments. And while they keep doing that, we're always gonna flatter to deceive, innit? Like we're always going to, but consistency is what really shows whether we're really improving or not. Because on our day we could beat anyone. But we knew that. We beat PSG and we beat Leipzig 5-0. So we knew that on our day we could perform. Can we perform week in, week out? Rain, sleet, snow, like whatever. Do you know what I mean? Can we perform?
How often does that day come? Yeah.
Exactly. And then that comes down to coaching, discipline, and all these other things, which is what I question about this football team, bro. I don't think that we have it. You can't buy it. The experience is not there. When I look at our coaching staff, not just the manager, everyone talks about our manager. You've got Pep Linders and that. We got flipping Michael Carrick, bruv, and Kieran McKenna. Like, honestly, like, when I look, and McPhelan, when I look at our backroom staff, when I look at our manager, that when I look at our scouts and the players we're bringing in and stuff like that, and the players we're missing out on, they don't fill me with confidence. Long term, it doesn't.
Nah, but that makes sense, to be fair, because even I think everyone can see there's something not perfect at the top of Man United. I don't think it takes a fool to see that. I think it's just glossed over, like you said, with the results that you've been getting. But last thing then on this game, and then we'll move on to Arsenal and Chelsea, and we'll touch on Liverpool, West Brom. But if you go and check out the preview, if you haven't already saw that was uploaded last night. Last thing then, if you drop points against Leicester, say hypothetically you lose, is that title race over? And Liverpool win against West Brom and what? A lot of ifs there, but if you drop points and Liverpool do start to pull that gap even more further, are you out the title race?
I don't think we're out of the title race, but one thing I would say is we just need to stay close for now, innit? Because I feel like our players are confident, but I think that confidence is very fragile, innit? It's just like the fans. Everyone's on a high right now, including me. But bruv, we lose 2 games in a row. All of a sudden, bro, like bruv, man is screaming Oli out again, fam. You know, like that. This is what it is. Like,
no, but it's right.
It's so fragile. The reason why it's so fragile is because the manager, like you said with Mane as well, yeah, and you said with Firmino as well. Them man had credit in the bank. So even when they weren't playing well, it's kind of like you don't write them off. Because they got credit in the bank because of what they've done. This manager ain't good. The only thing the manager's done previously is get relegated. He took over a team in 11th in the league and got them relegated. So it's one of them ones where he ain't got credit in the bank. If we start to lose a couple games, everyone starts to think back to all the previous times where we went on bad runs and they can't see where the next victory is going to come from. And then the confidence is low again. I don't believe that the players sit down in the dressing room, look up to Oli when he's speaking before a game and they have 100% belief that we can win this title. Like, they can't. Like, honestly, they can't. They have to be deluded, innit? Like, I think Tottenham fans believe more than Tottenham players believe more than our players that they can win the league because they've got Jose. Yeah, because they're looking at Jose. Like, do you know what I mean? And a lot of fans underestimate that. Like, if you're a Liverpool player and you're looking at Klopp, you're looking at a man that's come in already with a league title. Do you know what I mean? Already came in with a Champions League final under his belt. Like, first season got you to the Europa League final. Second season won a trophy. Bruv, that man just does these things, bro. Like, do you know what I mean? So you're looking at a winner. You can buy into that. I can't buy into a manager that's been relegated, that's up and down here and there, does weird things, bro. Now, honestly, there were loads of rumors coming out saying that certain players weren't really buying into him. And I think we're 2 or 3 losses away from being in the same place again.
It's fair enough. And the only reason why I'm saying fair enough is because the echo that you've just made is about Man United fans. Even a few weeks ago, and it reminded me of this, it was when you got knocked out of the Champions League, I couldn't believe the amount of people who weren't Ollie out. Now, I know you already was, but who weren't Ollie out, who turned into Ollie out when they got knocked out of the Champions League. And rightly fucking so, because to be fair, you should have been making it out of that chat. Yes, at first, it was the group of death and whatnot, but you were in a good position, like you said, needed the points from your last however many games.
3 games.
Oh, mate, that's madness. And a good manager
1 from 9
will get you through it. A good
1
manager
from
like
9
get you through it.
1 from 9, James. 1 from 9.
I don't want to end it on a bad one, but I mean that it's one of them, mate. I mean, I do think it's going to probably be like a little roller coaster season for Man United in that sense. I don't see them staying in the title race. I think they could be Liverpool's closest catchers, and I don't think Liverpool are going to run away with it like to the extent they did last year. But I do still think there could be quite a gap to the point where people will start going, yeah, it's just kind of Liverpool's. And I say that without any sort of arrogance. I can only say I will see it, and Liverpool just look the most sort of complete squad right now. But we'll move on from Man United. Did you say 2-1 to Man United? Is that your score prediction? I'm going to say Man United 3-1. I think you'll take your chances. I'm not going to excuse Vardy scoring because he's been in good form this season.
Against the top 6, I think he's the most prolific striker in the league.
Mate, he's on steroids. He is on steroids. How old is he? 34, and he's getting 34. Better every. Is he ridiculous? Is he Zlatan Ibrahimovic, and he's getting better?
But you know what it is with Jamie Vardy, because he played low league for so long. I think that because he hasn't played at the top level as well his whole career. I think that he's got miles in the bank. Do you know what I'm saying? Because he hasn't. Because when you're playing part time and you're not training 5 days a week, do you know what I mean? You're not doing all these other things. Do you know what I mean? He probably wasn't in one of them academy setups from 6-7 years old.
It's not breaking your body.
Yeah, it's not smashing you up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I think you can play longer when you don't have that. Do you know what I mean? So I think, a lot of them players that do come through that setup, like the Rooneys and that, like by the time they get to 25, they've played so many games. Do you know what I mean? At such a high level, so competitive, and in the end, it can mess you up. So I think that he's benefiting from maybe starting at the top level a bit later.
Got a point. Yeah, I'm going to go with a 3-1 win, Man United. Another big game that Liverpool fans are going to have to watch out for, though. Only sort of a big game that we're going to have to watch out for. It's because 2 minutes ago, Chelsea was in the title race. Like, they might not be now after a few losses, but it's like this season just keeps flipping and changing. Now, we're not even talking about Arsenal as a threat. It's just a big game on paper. So, Arsenal, Chelsea, Arsenal are at home. Don't think it makes two shiny shites of a difference. That being said, Rance, do you think there's any chance Arsenal can get a result here against Chelsea?
I do.
Really?
I think Chelsea are shite. I think they get a draw. I think it's going to be a score draw, bro. Like 2-2, because Chelsea I've heard that Chilwell and Reece James are both injured. I've also heard that Pulisic isn't fit, and
Arsenal scoring 2 goals, France.
yeah, it could happen, bro. Like, I mean, either way, I see a score draw, even if it's a 1-1. And then what's his name as well? Ziyech is not fit either, bro. And honestly, I don't rate Chelsea and I don't rate Lampard. So it's one of them ones where everyone was saying Chelsea were in the title race because they spent XYZ amount of money. Havertz has been rubbish. Werner's been rubbish. You know what I mean? Like, it is what it is. I honestly think that it's going to be a 2 kg teams. People think Chelsea are going to steamroll Arsenal. I think Chelsea are going to play very defensively. I think Arsenal are going to play very defensively. It's going to be a very boring game. You know what I mean? That's what I think. I don't think Chelsea are going to go out there to try and blitz Arsenal.
Makes sense. And that's probably what a few people are having in the mind. Like, you know, because Chelsea right now, they're 5th. They're on 25 points. They're a point behind you, but you've got a game in hand. That's why it's weird, because if they win this game and then they win the next few games, say Man United drop points, or even us, say if we drop points as well, it's just like they're back in there. They might not stay in there. They might have not ever been in there to us, but it's like they're in there right now. They're like the way Man United are, like the way Leicester are.
Bro, if we lose 2 games, we could be 8th. That's what the table is. Like, it's mad. And that's why I'm not too excited about being in 3rd, because it's so fragile.
Even Everton are 4th.
You see what I mean, bro? And Leicester 2nd. Bro, this league table's mad.
Man City, they've got Newcastle as well. I mean,
Man City are 8th, and they're gonna batter, man. They're gonna batter Newcastle.
I mean, I told you the stat as well that Arsenal, they were 15th. They've got a point per game this season, and Fulham have scored more goals than Arsenal Football Club in this campaign. Fulham Football Club have scored more goals than Arsenal Football Club in this campaign, and we are in December, by the way. Yeah,
absolutely love to see it, though.
Oh, mate, it's absolutely sensational. Score prediction for that game. Saying the 2-2 or
I'm gonna stick with the 2-2 for Arsenal Chelsea. I think Man City are gonna beat Newcastle like 3-0. Swear down.
Mate, Newcastle's one of them weird teams. Like, they've got Callum Wilson, and then they've got St. Maximin and a few other sound players, but you're looking at Man City turning them over. I don't think they will. I think that'll be a draw. I think City are in such weird form right now.
Wow.
Like, yeah, man. Yeah, I feel like, don't get me wrong, when Styles make fights, this is like Khabib against like a new and upcoming sort of amateur who's new to the wrestling scene. But the thing is, this is like Khabib with 2 broken arms. Do you know what I mean? Like, Man City aren't working right now. Like, it's not.
You're right.
You mentioned it, consistency. And one thing that Man City needs on their day, they could be better than Liverpool. But the thing is, that day doesn't come enough no more.
Yeah,
I'm not saying they are better than Liverpool, but they very well could be with that squad of players. I think that'll probably be a 1-1 draw myself. I don't think I mentioned a score for the Arsenal-Chelsea game. I'm going to go with a 1-0 win for Chelsea. 2-1 win for Chelsea. I think it'll be close. I think it'll be boring to an extent, but there'll be a few little goals. Right, let me see if there is any other games that is worth talking about, unless I've just skipped over them all. Obviously, Everton are playing Sheffield, but the thing is, though, I say this is a rival watch, and I'm saying we need to watch out for the people closest to us in the league. Mate, everyone's fucking close to us. Like, is Man City really out of the... Like, I know these...
Man City in the title race, they were my favourites to win the league, bro, and I still think that they'll be in the conversation. I still think they're finishing the top 3.
Do you?
Yeah, man. I do, man. I still think they're finishing the top 3. Man City are the only team outside of Liverpool, that I can honestly say they're capable of putting together 5 wins on a trot, and then all of a sudden it's like, wow. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, the only reason I disagree is because I think not that Pep is a bad manager. I certainly don't think that. He's obviously a very good manager. You don't have the type of career that he has if you're not. But I do feel like he does get... I don't want to sound like I'm just saying he gets given good teams and that's why he does well. Obviously, this is what I'm saying. So he goes to that Man City team. He's got an Aguero. He's got David Silva in his prime at the time. He's got, or just exiting his prime or whatever. Still a boss, David Silva. He's getting a Kevin De Bruyne into the team who's new, but then you've still got the Yaya. But when you start losing that core, then Man City have started to fade. And the more that Pep has had the influence on his own squad, it started to go away. Look at them in the league now. And
bro, you're 100% right. But that's why I call him Fraudiola. I'm the one that started it because, do you know what I mean? Like, the thing is, when I look at the squad, that Pep Guardiola inherited in 2016, like, all of his best players in his time at the club have been players that he inherited at the club before, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? I'm going to be 100%. Like, when you look at it, like, Fernandinho, De Bruyne, Company,
Company was a massive
Yeah,
one. He
David
won them that
Silva.
league. He
Yep,
won them that
David
league.
Silva as well. Sergio Aguero, all these players, Yaya Toure, all these players were at the club when he came. Raheem Sterling, they were all there.
Yeah.
And these are still Man City's best players to this day. There's not a single player that I haven't mentioned there, yeah? That's influential at Manchester City, and Pep signed them all. Like, Pep signings ain't really done shit for the club, bro. Most of his signings he's had to replace.
Yeah.
He hasn't recruited well.
The fullback recruitment was shocking. Like that. Don't get me wrong. I mean, Kyle Walker, not so much, but I mean, all the rest, just the amount of money that you're spending on defenders. Even now, Laporte isn't playing for them. Everyone was saying the reason why they were so far behind
because Laporte was injured.
Because Laporte weren't there, mate. We haven't got Gomez, we haven't got Van Dijk. Maybe people might say we're overreacting, but still, we're still fucking top of the league in December. You know what I'm saying, lads? So it's one of them. But anyway, last thing before we wrap up, Ransom, once again, lads, nice one for coming on Christmas. Very Christmas special. Make sure you leave a like, people, and go and subscribe to Rants. Score prediction for the Liverpool West Brom game. We're at home.
3-0 Liverpool.
I've said 4-0.
Yeah, it'll be one of those. I think you're smashing, mate.
Even though Big Sam's coming back and he might set up. The only thing that might stop us from scoring loads is the fact Big Sam's going to do that 10-man smiley face at the back. Because he's still trying to find a new squad and formation there, isn't he? So it's going to take a little bit long for that to adjust.
That's why I'm going to play 3 instead of 4, because I think that Allardyce might make them a bit more compact, but I still think you're going to turn them over.
Nah, nice one then, Rance. I hope I'll take any fucking results against West Brom. We drop points against West Brom, then I'll just have the same thoughts after Brighton and Fulham. But are we going to win this league? That'll be my thought. But anyway, people, nice one for watching. Make sure you leave a like and make sure you subscribe. Like I said before, go and subscribe to Rance's channel. We've got our home show there every Monday at 7:30. So make sure you're there and make sure you're square. Nice one for watching. Have a good Christmas, people, and peace out.